Simon and then Julian.
Thank you, Chair. I'll try and make this brief, but I've got a few points I want to raise. First is obviously youth unemployment, just restating the fact that in Birmingham we are behind other cities, and it's something that I think we all around this table care about. But I just want to say that we are quite lucky at this council that we do have an elected member of this city that actually dropped out of school himself, went on to have moderate success, and is now the city councillor for none other Frankley Great Park, which now has, as you've said on the board, 12.9% youth unemployment. Despite this, there was a cross-party group set up, which I did send an email to saying I wanted to be part of, dedicated to dropping young people like myself, dropping off the end, and I wasn't allowed to attend, and I was quite disappointed by that. So if I'm not allowed to attend such discussions, at least allow me to see what you're actually proposing, because I am pretty much your target demographic. Despite that, on the ground, we have done quite a bit. We've done a skills show in Frankley alongside the West Midlands Mayor. So again, on the ground, we're seeing there is an appetite for young people in these communities to get jobs and skills and opportunities. What I find, though, is it's the fact that people simply just aren't aware that the opportunities are there. And this brings me on to the Youth Promise Plus, which you've talked about, you've praised it a lot, which is great, and the figures that you've given. But I'd be interested to have a breakdown of where these people are from and how many of them are from my constituency, because I'm not just, I didn't just drop out of school, I'm white working class and a Brexiteer, and frankly is a huge Brexit area, and the Youth Promise Plus is often something that's used to beat us Brexiteers over the head, because a lot of it comes from European social funding, which is another one of my questions, is the fact that we've had 2 years to prepare for Brexit. What are we doing when that funding disappears, and have you lobbied the government to get that money? And if you haven't, I suggest you do, and I'll happily put my name, sign that letter. And then finally, the thing you can tick off your bingo cards, because I mention it every single committee, is media strategy, communication. What are we doing to reach out to young and disenfranchised people and tell them that these opportunities are on their doorstep? Because I think that's one of our core problems. Now, I'm not sure if I have to declare pecuniary interest there, a guy working in marketing telling the council that they need to work on their marketing strategy, but I think there was nothing in there about that. It was just about, in your presentation, Jane, it was just about, you go to the job centre, the community centres. What are we doing more broadly to reach people that don't necessarily go to the job centres or go to their local library? Because they're going to be sitting at home playing video games. Just, the world's going by and no one's engaging with them, and I think that's an area that we have overlooked as a council. Thank you.
Julian?
Two very quick comments, observations, because I'm aware of timing, and the leader sat on my right. A number of people have talked about how we better improve both the quality of the data and how we use it, and I think there's a piece of work to be done there, because we can look at maps and we can look at bar charts and look at statistics, but we need to drill down further so it gives us some coherent intelligence about who we are and what we're doing and what's working and what isn't. So I absolutely take it on board that as a directorate we will do that. And finally, from Councillor Morrall at the end, yes, we need, there have been a number of times in this scrutiny committee this morning where there's been a question raised about how people find out about available opportunities. Clearly what we're doing isn't working as well as it might do, and again I think that's a distinct piece of work that we need to think about how we market ourselves, how we make use of ourselves as a council, how we use, and Councillor Robson mentioned the use of libraries, which is still massively popular for lots of people, how we engage with SMEs, hugely important in addition to big employers. So we need to think about that and develop literally a marketing strategy, I think, as far as employment and skills are concerned. Thank you.
Conscious of the time, I'll leave some questions for you to dwell on, and what I intend to do is, with the permission of the committee, when we go onto the work programme, perhaps dedicate one of the committee sessions entirely on this matter, and then at least we'll have a good couple of hours to go through it, and if there's further detail on any particular project, then we can delve into that as well. In terms of the youth engagement, there was a B1 app. I don't know whether it's still up and running. That was initiated by the Employment Access Team. One of the biggest problems that I encountered a few years ago was if there are employers with jobs, they didn't know who to go to. Is it the council? Is it Marketing Birmingham? Is it the job centre? Is it the careers advice? Who do they turn to?